What you saying, ladies and gents? It is your boy Bucket Hat Sam, and yes, we are back in today for another video. Today, I'm doing my game week predictions. Yes, we're back, and we're going to try and be more consistent with this. Premier League game week 25. There's some crackers of a game week. This is honestly, I'm looking forward to it. Some really, really good, interesting games. I'm going to start off straight away with Man United hosting Southampton, and this one is a really interesting game. I went to watch Southampton play away at Tottenham in the midweek, and wow, Southampton were amazing. James Ward-Prowse whipping in the balls, Broyo up top, Romeu just dictating the play. I think it's going to be a really difficult one. Yes, I was looking into the history between the two sides. Saints haven't won there in 11 games, but I think they could get a result, you know. Man United have been looking really iffy. Yes, they were unbeaten in the last 4 games, but they really struggled against Burnley, and they're lacking that defensive quality. And with players like Broya, El Yunusi breaking the lines, I think this could be a really interesting game. And you know what? I'm going to sit on the fence here and go for a 2-2 draw. I think that's pretty fair, let's be honest. Man United just haven't been at it recently. They're just off the pace. You never know, this could be a game, but where they come back. But I'm going to stay with my 2-2. And the next game, we have Watford, who are hosting Brighton, and Watford, who are 19th in the league. Yes, they got that draw under Hodgson, that 0-0 against Burnley, but sadly they did lose out on their last game against West Ham. And one thing Roy Hodgson has brought to his side, they look a lot more defensively strong. But the thing is, with that, they're then accepting the fact that they're not going to be attacking and going for it as much, because under Ranieri, it was a very gung-ho, very all-out attack kind of style of play, whereas now they are a lot more defensively strong. So it's swings and roundabouts, really. Watford fans, it's not going to be as good football, but this football is going to keep you up, more likely going to keep you up. I don't think you're going to stay up. I don't think you've got enough. And they're coming up against Brighton side, who've got a double game week this week. And Brighton are looking strong. Unbeaten in the last 5 games. Yes, it's 4 draws, but Brighton are the draw merchants. 12 draws already this season, only 6 wins. They need to turn these draws into wins. And I think this is a game where you'd expect them to do something. Players like Morpay, Trossard have to really step up. Webster dictating the play from the back. And yes, it's going to be difficult because the Watford low block will be hard to get past and they will counter. But I expect Brighton to win this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Brighton home win. And our next game, a Brighton away win. And our next game, we have Brentford versus Crystal Palace. 2 London sides differing in form. We've got Crystal Palace, who have had 1 win in the last 5, but yes, they have only lost 2 in that time. They've got, again, a couple of draws. A side that do also love to draw. They've only won 5. Again, they need to turn these draws and these times when they're building something into wins. That lack in that final quality in the final third a few times. But like I said last week, Michael Leese, a player I said I would expect to turn up and start stepping up, has stepped up. They've got an array of talent. It's just getting it all to gel together. Gallagher's seemed to drop off a little bit with his goal contributions, but this is a game where you want him to really step up. And they're coming against a Brentford side who are form-wise horrendous. Lost their last 5 games without winning so long, and they're slowly just falling down towards that drop zone. Yes, they are 6 points clear, but with the way it's going, they could easily be, they are in a relegation battle. They can slowly fall further and further towards that relegation zone. But I do think they'll stay up purely just because they are better than the other bottom 3. But I'm going to go for a Crystal Palace. Are you ready for this, guys? I think there's going to be a lot of goals here. I'm going to go for a Crystal Palace 3-0 away win. And now on to our next game, Everton versus Leeds. Everton really struggling at the moment. Frank Lampard come in as the new manager. They're winless in the last 5 games, losing 4 on the bounce. Everton didn't get the reaction with Frank Lampard that they were hoping for, and they're coming up against a side that I wouldn't want to play. Leeds, they're really interesting style of play. It's obviously gung-ho. They've got 2 wins in the last 4 games. Yes, they did draw on the weekend, but they're a side which you just don't want to play, because especially when Frank Lampard will be implementing a new system on this team and trying to find a new style of play, and he's trying to get that high press football. They're coming against literally the prime pressers. These guys go mental, and they're a side that should create problems in your side. It will make the Everton line disjointed, plays that position. It's where the Frank Lampard has got his team well drilled enough early to play against Leeds. I don't think this is a nice game for Everton, and I think Leeds will win here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win to Leeds. And our next game, Norwich versus Man City. And yes, Norwich have been looking very good recently, unbeaten in the last 3 games with 2 wins and a draw. Looking good under Dean Smith. Yes, they're still in the drop zone, but they're only a point off Newcastle. And with the way they're going, they could potentially stay up, but I do feel for them. This is not the kind of game you want. Yes, I remember Norwich beating Man City at home. I think it was the last time they were in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure. I remember Pookie bagging a few, but they come against a Man City side You know what they do? We were all talking about how they dropped off. They dropped off for one game in the last five. And that was against Southampton, and they still got a result. They still got a point. This side is a machine. 9 points clear at the top. Who will stop them? I don't know. They're just so good going forward. There's such a well-oiled system. I really like them as a club. We all do. It's great watching them play. And I think really you expect them to go to town here. Another clean sheet I'm expecting. I need that for Cancelo in my fantasy football. But I am going to go for a Man City 3-0 away win. I'm sorry, Norwich fans. And our next game we have on the Sunday, Tottenham Hotspur versus Wolves. And as I said, I went to see Tottenham play against the Wolves, play in midweek, against Southampton. And Tottenham, the problem is I find with Tottenham, it's such an unbalanced side. Going forward, they are so strong, so good. They'll beat anyone in that day with their front three. Moore was running the channels really well. Harry Kane dropping in deep, joining up. Son getting on the goal scoring sheet. You know what he's going to do. But then it's everything from behind that. The defence, I thought they looked so vulnerable without Eric Dyer. So vulnerable. Lloris kept them in that game. Yes, they did lose out, but he kept them in that game. Maybe with Bentancur coming into the side and Kulusevski maybe might add a little bit of something extra to the side because they do need it. Because I would worry coming against the Wolves side who have gone under the radar. Yes, they lost to Arsenal. They were unlucky to lose out. Arsenal did a number on them with 3 wins before that on the bounce. Wolves are a side which are knocking on Europe. If Wolves beat Tottenham, they will go above them in the league. And it's a really difficult one to call, but I'm going to go for a draw here. I think it's the thing is with the Wolves, they don't score many and they don't concede many. So I think this will be a very, very boring game. I may come back and I may apologise, but I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't mean to have to say it, but I do think it will be. Newcastle now hosting Aston Villa. And Aston Villa currently sat in 11th place, unbeaten in the last 3 games with 1 win and 2 draws. They're looking quite strong. And the Newcastle side as well, unbeaten in the last 4. Both these sides in very good form. Newcastle obviously in the better form with 2 wins on the bounce. But the thing is, I was reading into this. Villa haven't won now at Newcastle at St. James's Park since 2004. It's one of their bogey sides, a side that they always struggle with. And the thing is, there's a bit of a buzz right now with Eddie Howe's men. They've made some really good additions. They've got a really good squad together. But it's the same with the Villa. 2 sides, they've got a real feel-good factor going around their club at the moment. But one thing I would be worried is, in that Villa game against Leeds, they looked absolutely shattered by the end. The players have been, it's a very similar squad every week. And you know the kind of the system they're going to be playing. It's high energy. And I think Villa are going to be undone here. I think Newcastle are going to carry on this run because they've got some really good, well-experienced players who know exactly what they're doing. I really do. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Newcastle. 2-1 Newcastle home win because I don't think Newcastle are defensively strong enough to get those clean sheets yet. But next, we have Burnley versus Liverpool. And I think this one is going to be, again, a very, very dull game because earlier on in the season, I remember watching this. I triple captained Mo Salah in this the reverse fixture. It didn't go well. Mo Salah had a goal disallowed. So I hope Liverpool win this. Yes, Burnley right now, they're not conceding many goals. They've got a really good result, a really, really good result against Man United, but they can't get those wins again. Only 1 win all season, 11 draws. It's simply not good. And if they're going to stay up, they have to get wins. And this is a side that they don't really want to play. I remember, I think it was last season when Burnley got a result and beat Liverpool at Anfield, but this game at home at Turf Moor, I think Liverpool, and I've spoken about it before, the front three they've got right now is so strong, and I do think Liverpool will edge this. I think we all do, let's be honest. I'm going to go for a Liverpool 3-1 home away win. I nearly said home again, I apologise. Leicester now versus West Ham. Leicester, what's going on? Brendan Rodgers under a lot of pressure. They sit 12th in the league with only 1 win in the last 5 games, coming up against a West Ham side who are banging in form. They're 4th in the league. Sorry about that. I'm losing my speech today. 3 wins in the last 5 games. Jared Bowen bagging in the goals. And that's the thing. Yes, there's a lot of unrest at the club. Things going on off the field. We don't need to discuss that in this video, but I think they want to prove something on the field right now. They've got a lot to talk. They've got to really talk on the pitch right now, the club do. And David Moyes will need a win because the thing is, Leicester are desperate. And yes, they haven't played Ndidi and Amati at the back because of so many injuries, but they look poor defensively, not strong enough. And I think West Ham will take them to the cleaners here. I'm going to go for a 3-1 West Ham away win. And the final game now of the game week is Man United versus Brighton because, as I said, it's a double game week. I'm going to go for a Man United draw again. I'm back in another draw. I don't think they're strong enough. I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw. But thank you guys for watching. Comment your thoughts down below. Comment all your predictions and who you support and whether you think you guys are going to win from any league. I'm always interested, but thank you for watching. If you haven't already, guys, smash that like button and subscribe. Thank you. BucketHatSam over and out. Goodbye.